Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the podcast with your host, that random guy named Chris. Transition smoothly into a plug here, into real talk, small talk, shop talk. That's what. Oh, geez, I'm so out of it right now. Once again, this is the last time I will be plugging my Extra Life campaign. It's for a good cause for the Dell Children's Hospitals, and I'm doing one for Children's Hospital in Austin, Texas. And so I would really love your donations, not for me, but for the kids, because it's all for the kids. And so, of course, click on the link and donate, please, if you can. So I'll be doing that this weekend, and so it should be fun. Basically, just going to be streaming video gaming when I can, when I'm not working. And so, donate and help the kids. But anyway, let's get into my guest for episode number 108. This is 108, and my guest is the unbelievably talented, stunning singer, songwriter Aubrey Karrasch. And I was just so happy to chat with her. She has a new album coming out literally today called Forever Aubrey, and everybody should go buy it right now. If you're listening to this, take this with you to iTunes and pick it up, please. I'm begging you. No, I'm not. I'm not a beggar, but I think you would really enjoy this album. So I'm done talking. Let's sit back, relax, and let's get into this episode. So, Chris, cue the music, please. Hi, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. I have a problem keeping track of time zones as well.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't sure. And I'm in Kansas City, so I always get so confused.
I could probably look it up, but it's probably faster if you tell me. Which time zone is that?
I think it's Mountain Time, maybe?
Okay, because I'm in Central.
Oh, wait, maybe I'm Central, too. Is it 3 o'clock where you are?
It is.
Okay, yeah, we're the same.
Okay, there we go. So, I grew up in Oregon, so I'm used to the Pacific time zone.
Yeah.
And everyone I chat with is always on the Pacific side, so I always just tell them, give me the Pacific time, I'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah, no, that works. I travel so much, so, I should be I should be on top of it, but I'm not. I'm from Reno, Nevada, so I'm from that time zone, too.
Okay. Are you a fan of Reno?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really when I was growing up, but that's just because when you're growing up, you're not really a fan of your hometown until you leave.
Right.
And then you come back. But no, I love Reno.
Okay. Now, since, growing up in Reno, are you more of a warm weather type of person, or were you aching to get into the colder weather?
Well, so Reno's actually kind of cold. It's like a high desert, and it's really close to Lake Tahoe. So, but I was lucky. So I got all 4 seasons, but even when it was summer, it was never really unbearable. It was like dry heat, and then it would cool off enough in the evening time. And then when I was 18, I moved to New York, and I also got 4 seasons, but they were just way more intense. And the humidity there was a bit of a shock too. So the first winter I was there was miserable. The last time I was there last year for the winter, it was like the worst winter they had in 5 years. And then Kansas City is funny too, because It's kind of like New York, but it's so flat, and I've never had to be afraid of like I never knew about tornadoes. I mean, I knew about them obviously from like Wizard of Oz, but like that's totally a thing out here. And within the last 2 weeks, there's been like 6 tornadoes,
Oh,
and you'll hear like the sirens and everything, and it's just like crazy. But I think I just prefer like just decent weather. Like I've endured all of it, but I don't really like the snow, but I also don't really like sitting in an oven. So
right, right. It has its pros and cons.
yeah,
Weather.
totally.
See, I grew up in the well, coming from Texas, I grew up in the heat. So I knew at a young age I wanted to get out and experience the colder weather, and I just kind of grew to like colder weather. Snow, rain, anything that's cold is fine with me. So,
Wow, that's funny. Well, and it does get pretty cold in Oregon, right? And it rains there a lot.
oh, it rains probably 364 days a year.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
see, I love that. The thing about Oregon rain that is because now I live in Texas, and when it rains here, everything stops. Nobody can drive. It's like running your homes. In Oregon, when it rains, the sun will still be out. People are still doing their things. So it's just
Yeah.
people aren't as crazy. So it's just like, hey, you know what happens? Let's just go on with our day. Doop 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 doop.
Yeah.
And that's how they all sound, by the way.
That's funny.
So, but yeah, but one of the things is that I don't ever remember having any thunder or lightning over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it would just rain. I mean, I'm sure it happens every once in a while, but I just can't really remember it until I moved to Texas when here it's aggressive rain, so it's like
Yeah.
here comes the lightning.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, thunder is pretty scary out here too. I've never experienced that, and just like how loud it can be, and it
Uh,
will just like shake the house.
yeah, yeah.
But that's normal for everybody out here. They're just like, oh yeah, whatever, just go to the basement.
Yeah, no, I remember when we had our first thunder and lightning storm here. My parents were freaking out. When I say my parents, I say my mom, and I was just, I kind of have this whole mentality. If the roof's gonna crash down on me, it's gonna crash, so I might as well just keep sleeping. So it's like, but it is kind of jarring when the whole house starts to shake. It's like, ah.
Yeah, yeah, that's drawing anytime. That's scary.
Well, so what brings you over to Kansas City?
So, it's kind of a long story, but well, not really. I'm just long-winded. But so yeah, I'm from Reno, and then I moved to New York when I was 18, and then I've kind of always just been the type of person that like I don't ever get comfortable in a spot. I
Hmm.
just because I just like to get up and go and find new places, do new things, but it's always been for music. So it was never. I think when I was 18, it was a big deal for me to live in New York, to say like, oh, I live here. I'm chasing my dreams here. It was like all this like dream thing for me. And I
Right.
thought if I live in New York and I'm a musician and I'm doing all this, like I'm bound to succeed and I'll get through it. Well, there's a lot of delusion going into that when you're 18 years old, and like you end up just working all the time. And
Mm.
and then I realized I don't want music to be my hobby. Like this is my lifestyle. I need to go somewhere where music can just be my life 24/7, because I don't want to waste any time. And I ended up moving to Charlotte, North Carolina for like 8 months to a year. My manager was there, and while I was there, I was just writing more and actually, putting a focus on music. And then my producer, who's based in Kansas City, he does an apprenticeship at his recording studio, and I really wanted to learn engineering and just more about production.
Hmm.
And so that, I could not only run my own sessions, but, just be like very aware in any session I'm in. So I came out last fall, and I learned under him and another teacher. They taught me, and then after that, he was like, "Well, yeah, I mean, if you love this, you can stay, you can use the studio." And now I can like shadow him whenever he has sessions, and then I can keep working on my own stuff. And just like to have the access to a recording studio every single day has been like such a game changer. So I was like, I'm just going to go live in Kansas City right now. Like it just makes sense. And there's a good community out here of people I write with, people that I'm good friends with. So it's been, I was never on on my radar to move out here. I never thought I would end up in Kansas City for as long as I have, and I haven't even been here a year, but
Hmm.
that's how I am. It's like 6 months. Okay, I'm gonna go to another place now, but yeah, that's why I'm here. And I recorded my EP here too, and but I do like it here, and it is central, so I feel like if I need to go visit family in New York or in Reno or in LA, I can just get on a flight and I'm there.
Hmm. Right on. Yeah. No, it's and to cover the point that you said you wanted to learn engineering. I mean, it's nice when you do the singing and the songwriting, but also learning the more technical aspect. Definitely, it's gonna help you in the long run, knowing because you're like, oh well, we can always just, tweak this or blah blah blah. And so I always like learning technical aspects of whatever I do.
Oh yeah, me too. It's just I feel like the more you know, I mean, it can't hurt you. And it's kind of like a time now where it's like, you can write and sing songs all you want, but for me, it's like I feel like if I don't know how to like, have it, like if I don't know how to record it, if I don't know how to edit it, if I just don't know those things, I get very frustrated.
Hmm.
And I feel like the process just moves a lot smoother too if I know what's going on and I don't feel lost. And I'm just the type of person too where I'm just like I can get kind of like nerdy with it. It's just cool. It's fascinating to me.
Hmm.
And I didn't go to college, so like that was my college, and I thought it was a way better use of my time, money, energy to like go to a studio where I really loved the producer and what he did and his style and just his work ethic. All of it was, my money was better spent here than going to a university and just kind of getting lost in that. And yeah, so it's been great.
And so when you're doing your EP, Forever Audrey, which was there one track on there that was a little bit harder to crack?
Let me think. Actually, the song Forever, I wouldn't say it was like hard to crack. It was just kind of one of those songs that came out of nowhere. We were all just writing and we didn't really know what was going to happen. And I had started writing that song with a friend out here like maybe 2 years ago, and it had a totally different sound than it has right now.
Hmm.
And since like just over the last year, I think we've revisited that song and given it so many different like just like styles to it. Like I was like, oh well, this song is so I don't know, there's just a really good energy about it, and it's uplifting, but it also has these cool like minor chords, and it's it was a lot slower at first, and so it wasn't not that it was hard to crack. It was just like really falling in love with what the song needed to be. Like I needed to choose like the sound that it needed to fit with the EP. I wanted it to all flow really well, and I'm actually that's a good problem to have, I think, because then when I perform it live or I want to do it acoustically, it translates, always different, and it translates well, but I never really know what I'm going to do, so that's cool.
Right on. It's the song that Gotham City needs. It can be anything.
I hope so.
So what was I used to watch The Voice back in the day, and then I kind of dropped off the whole television thing, unfortunately. But what was your experience like working on that show?
Um, that's always a funny question whenever I'm asked it because I never want to sound like ungrateful to that whole, experience because I am grateful for it. And I got to meet a lot of really cool people, like the contestants. I've been able to keep in touch with them. However, that was a hard time for me because, I mean, when I auditioned for the show, I stood in line. I didn't really know what I was doing, and I didn't know I was going to audition. I just was in New York celebrating my birthday, and my mom texted me. She's like, "Go stand in line. You never know what'll happen." And to be honest, I was like, really like I was severely hungover that day, like to the point where I'm standing in line and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I might still be drunk. Like that wasn't good.
Yeah.
But it was funny because I just went through the motions and then they just kept calling me back. And I was like, wow, this is cool. Like, what do I do? And my mom was like, go for it. My manager's like, yeah, whatever. Like, I didn't think you were going to be doing this, but sure. And the more I was there, it was like, it was fun, but really quickly I just felt stressed out. Like, I mean, I was stressed out every day I was there because I just really felt like I wasn't being myself.
Mm.
And one of the things they would always remind us like, oh, be who you are. That's what got you here. But then I would have to deal with, okay, I'm being myself, but I'm not singing my music and I'm not really like I'm not dressing the way that I would dress at my show. Like I don't really look like me. I'm
Mm.
not singing my songs but I mean, I just had to take it for what it was. It was a cool experience. I got some exposure and I ended up getting some fans that I think still like my music now. I mean, I hope they do. That's the tricky part. Like you get a lot of fans and Twitter followers because they love the show and that story and the concept and all of it is so cool and they'll follow you. But at the end of it, I was just hoping like, wow, I hope that they actually like my music. Like
Right. Yeah.
I just hope.
No, it's because I do film work every once in a while, and I had the chance to work on America's Got Talent, and just kind of seeing the behind the curtain and how
Hmm.
everything was assembled. It's I mean it's like as you say it's a great experience, but then there are these things going on behind the curtain that are just kind of sad and uh, it was kind of an eye opener just because I'm not a huge reality television person, but just seeing all that stuff, it's just kind of it's sad and then it's happy. So
Yeah,
uh,
exactly. And that's what they really want. They want the reaction. They want you to feel like this is it,
right,
like this is your one shot. And if you
right,
don't do this, who knows what will happen, but like you have the shot right now, like you have this opportunity. And they really stress that because, then it's like when you bomb your audition or you mess up your song, then
mhm,
you're mortified, so you're
right, yeah.
crying and you're upset. But then when you make it, you're so happy. And for me, I was happy I made it, but honestly, I was just so stoked to get off that stage because I was just feeling like very nervous and I don't remember what I was saying.
Uh-huh.
And when I get nervous, I just keep rambling on and on. And I'm like, man, I gotta get off this stage. This is gonna be so embarrassing.
Right on. What was it like? Like, did okay? Be honest. Did you hang around Usher all that much, or was he just kind of like, I like that, and then would leave?
Yeah, no, there weren't like any, hangout sessions, like there's
Right.
no like coffee or anything. And I wanted that, obviously. Like I would love to just, hang out with Usher and Pharrell and whomever and pick their brain and that was what I was really hoping to take away from that show was just that experience alone. But unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of that.
Mm.
I had an awesome vocal coach though while I was on the show, and I can still, go back and do the same vocal warm up she gave me. So that was cool because at least I was singing every day, and whether it was with Usher or a vocal coach, like to me, I just didn't really care. I just wanted to be singing every day. And so the voice did give me that too. It's like you're out there and you have a purpose and you get to sing and learn and practice your songs, but there wasn't really that coach to contestant interaction that I thought I would get.
Mm.
But that's okay. It's not like I'm like mad at Usher. I get it. I don't care.
I see. Being the nerdy person I am, I would try to get on that like during your time. I can't sing, by the way. I would try to get on that show and just ask Usher questions about the movie The Faculty. That's all I would try to do.
It's so funny.
That's it. I'd be like, Usher. So what was it like working with Rodriguez? Tell me, and he would just tell me to get away.
That's funny. Yeah.
I like asking musicians this, but what is your favorite preference when you're listening to music? If it's digital, CD, tape, records, what do you prefer listening to music?
Um, this is like, I'm not trying to say this to sound like, a hipster or whatever, but like the greatest memories I have of listening to music are like in the car, like
Mm-hmm.
listening to a CD or a tape then, but there's no tape players anymore.
Yeah.
And I just used to collect CDs and I loved having them. I had a huge book of CDs, but obviously that's not convenient. And rolling around on a subway in New York City with a book of CDs and like a Walkman isn't really like
Yeah.
doable. So yeah, I mean, I have an iPod or I listen to Spotify and like some playlists and stuff. But I loved having CDs. That was like so cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I like finding just random artists on SoundCloud too. I've really been into that lately, and a lot of artists that no one's ever really heard of. They're younger, and like maybe the quality isn't that good, but I just love seeing young talent like putting their stuff on the internet because it is so powerful. And they think that like, oh, maybe no one's going to hear this, maybe they're not. They don't really know how to promote it or whatever, but I like going on there and looking for stuff like that. Every once in a while I really find some gems I can, repeat.
Yeah. That's cool. I've been kind of getting into SoundCloud every once in a while, but me and my buddy, we one summer we got really bored and recorded an album that's only for us.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it ended up on SoundCloud, and I was a little freaked out because I didn't know how it got there. And I haven't bothered to search our name, and this was a couple years ago, so I'm sure we're probably gone now. But it was just the weirdest thing seeing the stuff that we didn't really release on there, and we won't release it. We retired after that album. It was too good, so we had to give up playing.
This is too powerful.
It was too powerful. People's minds were literally
they wouldn't
exploding.
know what to do with it.
Exactly, and no two people should have that much power. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to give you the floor, the podcast floor. You can plug anything or promote anything. Well, first of all, for the people at home, where can they follow you?
Normal social media platforms. I have a Facebook page, and it's my name's Audrey Karrasch, and my last name is spelled Karrasch, and I always have to spell it because Karrasch is not how it looks. Like it kind of looks like Karrasch, but It's not crotch. It's Karrasch. And so yeah, I have Facebook. I have Twitter. Audrey Karrasch on Twitter as well. Same with Instagram and Tumblr. And as of now, I mean, I've really just I feel like I've been putting in so much work over the last couple of months for this release, but I haven't actually been booking a lot of shows, and I haven't wanted to do that until I just know the reaction, who's really going to like the songs, like what kind of fans are just going to love this, and then I'll really know where to book my shows. But I'm hoping to just go play around at colleges. Like I really, really, really want to do that. I just feel like that's fun, and maybe it'd be, just more interactive, things like that. But I'm shooting 2 videos in the next week or so, and those will be up on, YouTube and wherever you can find them. And I'm really excited to do those because before the songs are actually released, I'm going to have the videos up for a while. And I just love music videos anyway. And I love, and a lot of times too, when I'm just at home and I want to hear a song, I just go on YouTube and I watch the video, and that's how I'll listen to it. Because before I had Spotify, I would do that anyway. But videos are just such a cool part about it, and people forget that.
Right.
And that's one of my favorite things. So that's all I really have to plug is just, my songs and the videos that are coming out, and social media to be more in touch with it as I'm booking shows and things like that.
Right on. Well, I hope you come to Austin because I think the sound that you have is very Austin-like.
Oh, that's cool. I love Austin.
I know Austin would love to have you. And when you come down, I hope to check you out as well. I love your sound. It's very beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I love Austin. I hope I can come down there. I have a really good friend that lives there, and when I was there, I was like, it's nothing against Texas, but I was like in Austin. I'm like, wait, what state am I in?
No. Austin is the most non-Texas city you will ever go to. And that's why I like going to it, because, I'm not Texas pride or anything, but I love Austin so much. I'm gonna be there at the beginning of the next month, so I'm excited.
Cool. Yeah, Austin's a fun place.
But I feel like I should let you go. Mix tracks, whatever engineers do.
What was that?
I don't know. I'm trying to talk like I know engineering, but it's not working. I don't know anything. You need a equalize track. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I'll be EQing and mixing away.
There we go. See, it sounds more official when you say it. I just sound like an idiot.
No, I know the words, but that doesn't mean I'm really good at it. I'm trying.
You have a wonderful day, okay?
Thanks, you too. Nice talking with you.
You too, and come back whenever you want, all right?
All right, I will.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.